We went from a consistent 23x ROAS with our exclusive members club online business to a 4x now to being on track to have our best month in business yet, all in the span of about 6 months. I'd want to say, and this is kind of the whole journey of what went into that. I wanted to give this piece of sauce myself, given that it was mostly me managing the strategy and kind of everything behind that. My name is Colin Pettit. I'm the COO for the A Players Club. I basically, and what my one-liner is I lead strategy with James Galligan, the founder, and lead day-to-day execution with team operations, communication, management, strategy, and just make sure that James's time is saved, obviously, for the most important brand-led things, given that we're building a brand-led business, which is why I want to take these videos to zoom out on the inputs, the outputs, and the calls being made on a day-to-day, where we're building this business from a lens of decades over days, where I trust that repetition is persuasive, and if I keep on making these videos, it'll attract the right talent, opportunities, and network. And I also just want to document how we're moving with such ferocious speed in an industry where so many people are playing such a short-term game. So I'm kind of just going to go through like the yin and yang of the problems and the solutions that we came to at each different stage. So obviously in the beginning, like I had mentioned, we had a 23x ROAS, which is pretty good. We had 0 pixel when we did this. And we understood that that was not scalable. So we decided, let's lose the battle to win the war. This just isn't scalable. We need to systemize accurate brand presentation and predictable results if we want to scale to a 10 million euro a month brand in the next couple of decades. Because we led with brand, we really just didn't need a pixel. There was such like tight feedback loops that I built for the content team purely through systems. The iteration process was like almost instant. The team was able to create successful brand aligned ad creatives that produced phenomenal results, obviously getting us to 23x, because they knew only in the specifics of what was important to iterate upon for new creatives and when to create them. That we were essentially just like guiding creatives through don't take this right, don't take this right, because like when when we do, less people visit the profile kind of shit. And yeah, it was an amazing mess is the way I'll put it into. The systems were phenomenal, but they just were not scalable for what we're trying to achieve. So the solution, we brought in new media buyers. Shout out to Marius Belai, who got us a killer, the best in the game for media buyers, if you're ever looking for one. Because we knew that we needed a prep scale. We had to get communication prioritized, and I had heard a lot thrown around this word pixel. Didn't know what the fuck it meant because obviously I'm still learning. We got one in. We also built the funnel around being brand aligned. So the way that we actually have our funnel structured now, instead of in this old version where it was just profile visits and we had like DM member as the keyword and entrance into the funnel, now we have a split funnel 50-50, where we have a website funnel and we have an Instagram funnel. Instagram funnel is still DM member because we just really like how that aligns with the brand. We feel like it's more concierge experience. DM member, the website ads go to the website where they can fill out an application to apply. The reason we do this is for audience training. You can't track pixel events on the website or on Instagram funnel, which is our favorite way to do it, again, because it's just more brand aligned. We would keep it if we could, but we need to train, you know? So we have the event pixel being trained upon like call booking or something to do with the website, depending on the time being. Right now it's call booking just because we're optimizing for volume. And then we just mimic the audience that resonates and the target audience, like the ICP that we're hitting whenever we do begin to hit it, with the one that we target for audience targeting. And we just copy the same creatives and ads that we use for the website as we do for the Instagram funnel. So in theory, it's like we're basically getting an audience of ICP and being able to target them with the right ads creative and audience targeting without having a pixel, because we have the pixel somewhere else, which is looking for the exact same people through the exact same way, if that makes sense. So that's kind of the solution that we had. Launched that. Such a good idea. Big problem. We underspent. So we were just stuck in testing. And when you launch a brand new funnel, obviously we played it safe, which was like my call. Let's split it 50-50. Let's not go all in on this new funnel, just in case it doesn't work, which is a good idea, because we underspent. We're stuck in testing for too long. We had too many creatives running, so none of them were actually getting enough feedback for us to know what is really working and what is not. So the results were just too slow for the speed of the business that we're operating at and how quickly we move fast and break things. There was also creative misalignment, which is completely, on me. I kind of didn't realize that even though we were stuck in testing, so it didn't really matter. The creatives that we were putting out just were not brand aligned. That should have been like highlighted. So I brought it to James. He kind of saw, what the fuck is this going on? Like, even if we're like, the main mistake here from a operational perspective is, even if we were hitting the right audience for their past ads, it wouldn't have been resonating with the messaging inside the ads because the messaging was just so off. So even though we had underspent and we were stuck in testing, we could have found the right audience if we had the right ads. But as a result, it was wasted ad spend, because even if we were hitting the right audience from a targeting perspective, the right audience segment within that bigger audience that would have been the right one just wasn't engaging because it wasn't calling them out specifically. So what did we do? We did a massive creative audit, brand alignment focused. I trained AI to make all the repetitive tasks outsourced to allow for speed of iteration so we can really, really move fast and break shit. We also switched to CBO because the market does not lie. So we had the audiences that tell us what was resonating. For those of you doing media buying, you kind of know what that means. Then it was kind of an issue of, oh shit, we kind of solved the issues. Things are getting better, but there's still some problems in the way. There's a lack of trust in the Instagram funnel because we changed to member or DM ads instead of profile visits, which we usually did. Our ICP is very sophisticated. We play on a longer term game, so we play by different rules. Our ICP needs more trust. Trust is the biggest thing for us. At this point, right until we're doing offer iteration, which I'll get into in a minute, we're essentially selling, yo, my name is James, my network is sick, pay me. That's pretty much what we're selling. And it's pretty obvious in hindsight, like everything is. Steve Jobs always says you can't connect the dots looking forward, only in retrospect, which is very, very true here. It just didn't make sense to have high-level ICP who only just saw a top-of-funnel ad focused on experience, yet directed to DM member. It just doesn't make sense. So instead, we changed top-of-funnel to profile visit. Anyone that engaged with that, obviously they'd be on the profile, they would see James, they would kind of get to know James, they would get to know the brand, what we're really about, that we're not just experience, which is like what we lead top-of-funnel with, which I'll get into another video, or funnel structure and advertising philosophy. And then middle of funnel is testimonial based, and that is DM member. So we're essentially like forcing trust building, if that makes sense. Tangibility, trust me, my network is great, does not work with cold, and at the scale and impact we are going to have. So we iterated. James will kill me if he sees a new offer. We're iterating on the offer by bringing in a lot more tangibility, where I'm going to be spending a lot more of my time on ensuring fulfillment. I just want to deliver. I so fucking badly want to deliver an exceptionally great product, and I'm doing everything in my power to start it. Part of this is starting this personal brand, which I didn't really want to do, but I understand the leverage that it'll bring for client success and just bringing more legs and tangibility and leverage for us to the business. Anyway, this all to say, all these changes, all this journey, we're now on track for a record month with paid in terms of percentage of call bookings to paid, percentage of qualified call bookings to paid, everything. In terms of overall revenue, we're on track. We're doing really, really fucking good. But it took a long time to get here, man. This is over the course of a lot of months. But I can guarantee you the speed that we've moved at throughout this has been insane. Always iterating. It's just tough when you're very brand specific, but that's what makes us great. Anyway, offer edition. Why are we changing up the offer? Anyway, what are we actually doing to make the offer more tangible? Like, what are we doing to guarantee client success? More importantly, like, first, why are we doing it? I kind of went into this in a past video, but basically because expertise told us to. The market told us to. Myself and James, we went to New York. We had mentors 10 steps ahead of us, with a couple of worth billions, literally decades older than us, telling us that experience is what the highest level of business owner wants. people with more experience told us to provide better experience. Global tour. Why do you think we did that? The highest level of business owner wants luxury and proximity, where business will be done as a byproduct, and where we are becoming and already are the home of the entrepreneur, the online entrepreneur. That's a must. So we provide exceptional experience. That's one of the pillars that we provide as a business. Iman, industry titan. James used to work with him. He's given so much to us from advice. Even his COO, Max, has done so much for me. In the short couple of times I've had the honor of speaking with him, done so much to help the business. But expertise from Iman, from a COO, literally told us that network and experience is a nice to have if you have not earned it / built it. So we need to provide expertise. We need to double down on the education for getting people to become the best business owners so that they can actually earn the access and experience that they really desire through becoming a better business owner. So we're adding additions to the offer. What is that? It's modules basically where it used to be just network and access. It is now network and access, learning alongside people on the same track and at the same level as you from the best person in the industry. So we always have the next best teacher or educator at what it is your specific issue within the business is, given that at the higher level of business, the more specific your issues are, the more specific problems you need. So the higher level of expert that you need. Our network allows us to have the best experts at the game to always be there while you're surrounded by other people on the same path to have the solution to whatever specific issue you have, and the next, and the next, and the next, because our network is infinite because of the brand credibility that we have and the steps back and the battles that we've lost to gain equity and market trust over the past 2.5 years. We're now leveraging that to help business owners become the best possible business owner. So many ways that we're doing that. And I fucking love it. It's so sick. We own the moat. The market also told us. And again, it's kind of just a case of trust me, bro, my network is great, does not work at the impact and scale that we are going to have. So we had to switch it up to be a bit more tangible. Finally here, how are we actually doing this? What changed? We basically worked backwards on how do we actually make the business a lot more tangible. As the operator, this was kind of my job to figure out and bring to James to add his brand sauce onto, because as COO of A Players, one of my main jobs is protecting James's time and making sure that he only spends time on things that he needs to, where his time is like fucking gold dust. I'm telling you, the brand understanding that he has is the genius that makes A Players A Players. I would be very confident that pretty much all the systems, strategies, funnels, etc., that I built out, that I bring to James, that he shuts down, would work, but they just don't align with the brand. They don't align with the 10-year vision. And as an operator in a business that is brand led, looking to make a real difference, on the planet, in the world, leave a legacy, you have to be willing to put up with that, which is why we're on track to be, and pretty much already are, just hasn't been realized yet, the fucking best. So anyway, how did we decide what to improve with the offer to achieve all this, to achieve the better business owner creation, so that they can basically have access to the right expertise so that they can earn the experience that they desire? We worked backwards. Well, I worked backwards. I did it in a prior video about how I work with James. I built 80% of the strategy, bring it to him, where there is no room for him questioning the fundamentals logic of the system, just adding his brand sauce. And that's what makes the good, amazing, and A player status and fucking world changing. So first of all, myself, Iman, James, and the team had a 1 hour call at 2 a.m. at our last event, or our event prior to the last in Amsterdam, where Iman basically kind of just told us exactly this. Network and experience is nice to have if you have not earned it / built it. You have to teach people to be better business owners, or else network is just a nice to have. We're selling to the athlete the dessert without the dinner. The dinner is how he earns the dessert. And we're trying to sell just the dessert, which is the network, the access. But you only get that if you're the best possible business owner. So why not just help people be the best possible business owner and treat access and experience as the reward, which we do the best. Obviously, it's already proven. Um, so we decided that that's what we needed. It was James's call. It's his brand. He told me what is the desired outcome, what needs to change, and then I just did it. The entire strategic build. So what are the steps to achieving, basically like the new output we want, which is become better business owner and also get the access and experience everything that we already have, which is why it's an offer addition, not a new offer. It's just making it better. What deliverables do we need? So like literally reverse engineering from the outcome in mind, all the logic, strategy, how it's built, why it's built that way, using what I had from the network that I have, from the mentors that I have. What is the delivery process? What is the adaptation? What are the economics? How should we build a funnel? Taking everything to James in a presentation so that we could work through it together. We were on Zoom for like 6 hours, just going through like, okay, everything is proven. Like this is really James' point of view. Everything is proven. Everything works here. But like, what do I need to add on this to make it A players? And I had to leave enough room for his opinion so that it could become A players. So we went on call after I built out the entire strategic build behind the entire new offer edition. James added his brand opinion, from a successful strategy to A player's strategy. I then iterated on it, provided brand alignment to it, and now we're very, very close to launching it. And I'm super, super excited. The role of the operator is buying the founder time, keeping him in his zone of genius, and hiding the fluff, which is exactly what I did here and how I always present things to James and how we always move within the business. It could have worked, but it wouldn't be A players. The genius lies in the individuality. James's genius is turning a commodity to an innovation through brand. That's where I'll leave it. Genius is turning a commodity to an innovation through brand. I'm Colin Pettit, COO of the A Players Club. We'll be around a decade from now. If you want to follow the journey, just leave a like, subscribe. Bye.